Have you ever noticed this? Two people start in the same place, same school, same city, sometimes even the same opportunities. Yet 10 years later, their lives look completely different. One is still saying, "One day I'll change my life." The other already did. And what's strange is, the successful person wasn't smarter, wasn't richer, didn't have more talent. In fact, some of the most successful people start with almost nothing. So what happened? What created such a massive gap? Most people think success comes from one big decision, a lucky break, a perfect opportunity, a hidden secret. But that's rarely what happens. The truth is much quieter, because your life is not shaped by the few big decisions you remember. It's shaped by the hundreds of small decisions you barely notice. Tiny habits, repeated every day, while nobody is watching. Today, we're going to look at 5 of those habits. 5 habits that quietly transform the way you think, act, and live. And don't miss the last one, because it doesn't just improve your life, it changes who you become. Habit 1. Keep promises to yourself. Think about someone you trust. Why do you trust them? Because when they say they'll do something, they do it. Now think about yourself. How many times have you said, "I'll start tomorrow. I'll wake up early. I'll work on my goals," and then didn't? Here's the problem. Every broken promise teaches your brain something. Not that you're lazy, not that you're incapable. Something worse, that your own words don't matter. And if your words don't matter, why would your brain believe you next time? This is why some people seem naturally confident. Their confidence wasn't built in a day. It was built through hundreds of tiny promises kept. One workout, one page, one early night. Nothing impressive until it becomes everything. Habit 2. Sleep at the same time. Most people think sleep is about being less tired. It's much bigger than that. Imagine hiring a worker. Every day, they show up at a different time. Sometimes 10 p.m., sometimes 2 a.m., sometimes not at all. How well would that system work? Now imagine that's your brain. Be honest, how many nights have you traded sleep for scrolling? And was it worth it? Most people spend years searching for motivation, when what they're actually missing is recovery. Because an exhausted brain makes exhausted decisions, and exhausted decisions create exhausted lives. Maybe the reason you can't focus isn't because you're distracted. Maybe you're just tired. Habit 3. Read every day. Here's something strange. Most people spend hours consuming information, yet very few spend time learning. There's a difference. One fills your mind, the other expands it. Think about this. Can you remember what you watched 3 days ago? Probably not. Now think about a powerful idea you've learned, a lesson, a quote, a story. Some of those stay with you for years. That's the difference. Reading isn't really about books. It's about exposing yourself to better thoughts. Because eventually, the quality of your thinking becomes the quality of your decisions, and your decisions become your future. Habit 4. Spend time alone with your thoughts. Why do you think so many people fear silence? Seriously, why? Because silence is empty? Or because it isn't? Try this. Sit alone for 10 minutes. No phone, no music, no distractions. Just you. What happens? For most people, their mind immediately starts talking. Things they've been avoiding, things they've been postponing, things they've been trying not to think about. And maybe that's why we're so addicted to noise. Because noise is easy. Silence is honest. But every major decision in your life will eventually require you to hear your own voice. Not everyone else's. Yours. Habit 5. Protect the first hour of your morning. This habit looks small, but it quietly changes everything. Imagine waking up, and before you've even gotten out of bed, hundreds of people start shouting at you. News, messages, videos, notifications, opinions. Sounds ridiculous, yet that's exactly what happens every morning. Most people wake up and immediately enter someone else's world. before checking in with themselves, before thinking, before planning, before living. Here's the question. If the first thing you consume each day belongs to someone else, who is really controlling your attention? The first hour of your day is like a compass. A small shift doesn't seem important until months pass, then years, and suddenly you're somewhere completely different. Protecting your mornings isn't about productivity, it's about ownership. Because whatever owns your attention eventually owns your life. Notice something. None of these habits require money. None require talent. None require special connections. Anyone can do them. Yet most people won't because they're simple. And simple things are easy to ignore. Until one day you meet someone who seems calm, focused, disciplined, successful. And you wonder what secret they know. Maybe there was never a secret. Maybe they just did the small things long enough to become a different person. So before you leave, which of these habits do you think would have the biggest impact on your life right now? Let me know below. And if you're serious about becoming more focused, more disciplined, and more intentional, subscribe. Because in a world full of distraction, the ability to control yourself is becoming a superpower.